No, it's not.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Nice. So today we're going to do a table read
Yes.
of a film called The Matrix.
Matrix.
I know that Namaah, so you guys know what a table read is. It's an audition. But everyone's already been picked. So, I'm just going to introduce you to our cast. Some of them you may know, some of them you may not. Kunal Rao. Comedian, workshop host. What do you? Workshop teacher. A workshop host. He will be playing the role of Morpheus.
Yeah.
Rohan Joshi, comedian, F1 stream host, will be playing Agent Smith. Kanan Gill, comedian, actor, author, will be playing the role of Neo and possibly John Wick, depending on what mood he's in. Nivedita Prakasam will be playing Trinity. Comedian, I would give her another credit, but she just quit her job, so. Sahil Shah, comedian, will be playing Cypher.
Wait, are these all comedians?
You'd be surprised,
Okay,
yeah.
Alright, that's excellent.
Veer Shetty, comedian. Will be playing the role of miscellaneous. Various roles. We will be playing multiple roles across the course of the night. You will figure it out. And then we have Namaah, who's comedian, curator, and purely responsible for everything you're going to see. I mean that in a bad way, depending on how this goes. We'll be playing Oracle.
It's my fault.
The Oracle? Oracle?
The Oracle.
We'll keep it casual.
That's just the one. Yeah.
Alright. Ankit and Tejas will be providing live music.
Thank you. Not all of it is live. Actually, it's been performed live.
Alright, okay, cool. Everyone stand up for the national anthem? Faded on a computer screen. A blinking cursor pulses in the electronic darkness, burning beneath the derma of black neon glass. A phone begins to ring. We hear voices.
You like him, don't you? You like watching him?
Morpheus believes he's the one.
Do you?
It doesn't matter what I believe. Did you hear that?
You what? Hello? You're what?
Are you sure this line is clean?
Of course, it's Airtel. Of course I'm sure.
I better go.
Interior, Neo's apartment. A rat nest of a living situation, overgrown with technology. At the center of the mess is Neo, asleep in front of his PC, which probably runs on Windows 98. The computer screen suddenly glows blank. A prompt appears. Wake up, Neo.
What?
He stops and stares at the 4 words on screen. The Matrix has you.
What the hell?
He hits the escape button, but another message appears. Follow the white rabbit. He rubs his eyes in disbelief. When he opens them, another message. Knock, knock, Neo.
Who is it?
Ayo, it's Choi.
Neo opens the door, leaving the chain on. A young Chinese man stands with several of his friends.
You're 2 hours late.
Yeah, I know, man. It's her fault.
Got the money.
$2,000.
Neo hands a disc to Choi.
Something wrong, man? You look a little whiter than usual.
Neo stares blankly at Choi, unable to explain what just happened to him.
You ever had the feeling that you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
All the time, bro. It's called drugs. It's the only way to fly. Sounds like you need to unplug, man. A little R&R. What do you think, du jour? Should we take him with us?
Come on, it'll be fine. I promise.
He looks up at her and suddenly notices on her arm a tattoo of a small white rabbit.
Yeah, sure. I'll go.
Cut to interior, party apartment. It's a party. Groups of people dressed in black hang around, talking, having a good time. But not our boy Neo. He stands against a wall, alone, sipping a beer, feeling completely out of place. He's about to leave when a woman walks straight up to him. And then she speaks.
Hello, Neo.
How do you know that name?
I know a lot about you. You have a bunch of books, specials. You're pretty famous.
Who are you?
My name is Trinity.
Trinity? The Trinity? The Trinity that cracked that Kal booking on IRCTC. The Trinity that still gets cash back from Google Pay.
That was a long time ago.
Jesus.
What?
I just thought you were a guy.
Most guys do.
That was you on my computer. How did you do that?
Please just listen. I know why you're here, Neo. I know why you hardly sleep. And why night after night you sit at your computer.
Those websites are legal.
You're looking for him.
Neo is relieved. Trinity leans in, putting her lips close to his ear.
I know. Because I was once looking for the same thing. And when he found me, he told me I wasn't really looking for him. I was looking for an answer. It's a question that drives us, Neo. It's the question that brought you here. You know the question, just as I did.
What is the Matrix?
The answer is out there, Neo. It's looking for you. And it will find you. If you want it to.
She turns and he watches her melt into the shifting wall of bodies. Interior, Neo's office, the next day. Neo gets to work very late. The office floor looks like a human honeycomb, a labyrinth of cubicles around a core of elevators. Neo walks sluggishly to his cubicle to see a FedEx man, that's wrong, to see a delivery man waiting for him. He signs for the package and opens it to find a cellular phone.
Hello?
Hello, Neo. Do you know who this is?
Morpheus.
I've been looking for you, Neo. I don't know if you're ready to see what I want to show you, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. They're coming for you, Neo, and I'm not sure what you're going to do.
Who's coming for me?
Stand up and see for yourself.
Right now?
Yeah, now, obviously.
He stands up and looks over his cubicle wall. At the elevator, he sees Agent Brown and Agent Jones leading a group of cops. An employee points out Neo's cubicle to them. Neo ducks back down.
Holy shit!
I know, right?
What do they want with me?
I'm not sure. But if you don't want to find out, you better get out of here.
Neo rolls out of the cubicle, his eyes popping in fear, as he freezes behind a cop who has just turned around. Staying crouched, he sneaks away down the row, into an office on the left.
Outside, there's a scaffold. You can use it to get to the roof.
No way. This is crazy.
There are only two ways out of this building. One is that scaffold. The other is in their custody. You take a chance either way. I leave it to you.
Click, he hangs up. Neo looks at the door, then back at the scaffold.
This is insane. I can't do this. What am I, John Wick?
Yes. He climbs back into the office just as a cop opens the door. Cut to interrogation room. Neo, captured, is sitting at a table as the two agents enter. Agent Smith sits across from Neo and slams a thick envelope in front of him. Neo glances at the name on the file. Anderson, Thomas A.
I got it.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson.
He opens the file.
It seems you have been living two lives. In one life, you are Thomas A. Anderson, programmer for a software company. You have a social security. Ding. Sorry, I'm on 90s internet. And you help your landlady carry out her garbage.
He flips pages on the file.
Your other file, your other life, not file, and a computer joke.
Yeah.
Your other life is lived in computers, where you go by the hacker alias Neo. You are guilty of virtually every computer crime we have a law for, and a folder that says games do not open.
Don't open it.
One of these lives has a future. One does not.
He closes the file.
I'm going to be as forthcoming as I can be, Mr. Anderson. You are here because we need your help. Also, I have a pen drive.
He removes his sunglasses. His eyes are unnaturally ice brown.
We know that you have been contacted by a certain individual, a man who calls himself Morpheus. He is considered by many authorities to be the most dangerous man alive.
He leans closer.
My colleagues believe that I am wasting my time with you, but I believe you want to do the right thing. We are willing to wipe the slate clean, to give you a fresh start. And all we are asking in return is your cooperation in bringing a known terrorist to justice. And also that folder.
Neo nods to himself.
Yeah, wow. That sounds like a real good deal. But I think I have a better one. How about I give you the finger?
He does.
And you give me my phone call.
Agent Smith smiles.
And tell me, Mr. Anderson, what good is a phone call if you are unable to speak?
You could text.
The question unnerves Neo. He begins to feel the muscles in his jaw strangely tighten. The standing agents snicker as Neo's confusion turns into panic. He feels his lips go mushy as they slowly seal shut, melding into each other, until all traces of his mouth are gone. Wild with fear, he lunges for the door, but the agents restrain him, holding him in the chair.
You are going to help us, Mr. Anderson, whether you want to or not.
Neo struggles helplessly as Smith approaches him. Cut to Neo's apartment. Screaming, Neo bolts upright in bed. He realizes that he's home. Was it a dream? He feels his mouth. It's normal. He takes a deep, everything is okay breath. But suddenly, a lot of phones in this movie.
The agents got to you first, but they've underestimated how important you are. If they knew what I know, you would probably be dead.
I'm sorry, most people introduce themselves.
You are the one, Neo. You see, you may have spent the last few years looking for me, but I've spent my entire life looking for you.
Neo feels sick.
Do you still want to meet?
Yes.
Okay, go to Gokhale Bridge, but don't go on. Just meet me downstairs somewhere.
Click. Neo closes his eyes, unsure of what he has done. Cut to exterior, city street. It's the dead of night. As Neo reaches the bridge, headlights creep in behind him. He turns as a car stops behind him. The door opens.
Get in.
Interior, the Lafayette Hotel. A place of putrefying elegance, a rotting host of urban maggotry, a base for Morpheus and his team. Trinity leads Neo down the hall of the 13th floor. They stop outside room 1313. That's 1313. Did Taylor Swift write this movie? Taylor Swift's number is 13.
You're not a Swiftie, Kanan, it's fine. Don't worry.
No, I am, but don't hurt me.
This is it. They told us to get a room. Let me give you one piece of advice. Be honest. He knows more than you can possibly imagine.
They enter. Inside, a dark figure stares outside the tall windows, veiled with decaying lace. Morpheus. He turns, and his smile lights up the room.
At last.
His smile lights up the room, Kunal.
At last. Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
They sit across from one another, in cracked burgundy leather chairs.
I imagine right now you must feel a bit like Alice stumbling down the rabbit hole. I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth, but I am getting ahead of myself. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No!
But why?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you are here. You have come because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your whole life, felt that something is wrong with the world. You don't know what, but it's there like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you know what that is?
Neo swallows hard and nods.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us, even in this very room. You can see when you look out the window or turn on your television. The Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo.
No!
Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, kept inside a prison that you cannot smell, taste, or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to table read it for yourself.
Morpheus opens his hands. In the right is a red pill. In the left, a blue pill.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no going back. You take the blue pill, and the story ends. You wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember that all that I'm offering you is the truth, nothing more.
Neo grabs the red pill and swallows it.
Follow me.
He leads Neo into another room, crammed with high-tech equipment, glowing ash blue and electric green from the racks of monitors. Trinity, Apoc, and Cypher look up at them as they enter. Neo sits in a chair in the center of the room, and Trinity begins fixing white electrodes to his head, arms, and the back of his neck. Near the chair is an old oval dressing mirror, cracked.
The pill you took is part of a trace program. It's designed to disrupt your input-output carrier signal so we can pinpoint your coordinates.
But what does that mean?
It means you're sharing live location.
So buckle up, Mukesh, cause Antilla is going bye-bye.
Neo reaches out to touch the mirror, and his fingers disappear beneath the rippling surface. Quickly, he tries to pull his fingers out, but the mirror stretches them in long, rubbery strands like taffy.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
In another location, Tank locates Neo on his screen.
Lock, I got him.
Now, Tank, now!
Neo screams, and we dive into his scream and are swallowed by darkness. Cut to power plant. We see a man's body floating in a pod in womb red amnion. Metal tubes obscure. 1 second, I'm getting a call. We're plugging into the Matrix. It takes a while. No one pick up the landline or we lose connection. We see a man's body floating in a pod in womb red amnion. Metal tubes obscure his face, like a surreal version of a hospital. Neo. But he's bald and naked. His body slick with a gelatinous goop. Dizzy, nauseous, he waits for his vision to focus. To either side of him, he sees more pods filled with pale and motionless human beings. Fanning out in a circle, there are even more pods, all connected to a center core attached to a black metal stem. Above him, level after level, the stem rises seemingly forever. He moves to the foot of the capsule and looks out. Towers of glowing petals spiral up to incomprehensible heights, disappearing down into a dim earth like an underwater abyss. From above, a machine drops directly in front of Neo, insect-like in its design. The back of the unit opens and a tremendous vacuum, like an airplane door opening, sucks Neo into a black hole. Interior, wasteland. The pipe is a waste disposal system and Neo falls, sliding with a clot of blue. He begins to drown when he's suddenly snatched up by a metallic cable that pulls him into the futuristic flying machine hovering inside the sewer main. Interior hovercraft. The half-conscious Neo drops onto the floor. Human hands and arms help him up as he finds himself looking straight at Morpheus. He smiles.
Welcome to the real world, Neo.
Am I dead?
Far from it.
Okay.
Cut to Neo's room. Neo wakes up from a deep sleep, feeling better. He feels his bald head. His fingers find and explore the large outlet in the base of his skull. Morpheus opens the door.
Morpheus, what's this? What's happened to me? What is this place?
More important than what is when.
Okay, when happened to me? When is this place?
You believe the year is 1999, when in fact it is much closer to 2199.
You can say 2199.
I can't say for certain what year it is, because we honestly do not know.
Like a sleepwalker, Neo follows Morpheus through the ship.
This is my ship, the
Go on. Go on, say the name.
Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar. It's a hovercraft. Small like a submarine. It's cramped and cold, but you know, not bad by Bombay standards. And it's home. This is the main deck. You know, most of my crew.
Trinity smiles and nods.
The ones you don't know, that's Mouse, Cypher, and Switch. The two big guys, Tank and Dozer.
The names and faces wash meaninglessly over Neo, which is okay because we also don't have actors for some of them.
And this is where we broadcast our pirate signal and hack into the Matrix.
It's a swamp of bizarre electronic equipment. At the center are 6 ectoskeleton chairs made of a polyalloy frame and suspension harness.
You want to know what the Matrix is, Neo? The answer is right here.
Neo allows himself to be helped into one of the chairs. He feels Morpheus guiding a coaxial line into the jack at the back of his neck.
Whoa.
Actually, wait, I needed a dongle for this. I had one somewhere here.
Trinity hands him one.
Thank you. This will feel a little weird.
There are several disturbing noises as he works the needle in. We feel a weightlessness as we transport to the construct. Neo is now standing in an empty, blank, white space.
This is the construct, our loading program. We can load anything from clothes to weapons to training simulations, anything we need.
Like anything. Right now, we're inside a computer program. This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real?
It's like a simple question.
If you're talking about your senses, what you feel, taste, smell, or see, then all you're talking about are electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
He picks up a remote control and clicks on an old school television. We see the Andheri landscape as we glide towards the glinting buildings of the Prabha Devi skyline, circa 1999.
This is the world you know, as it was at the end of the 20th century. This world exists only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix.
He changes the channel and we see a very different world as we enter the television.
You have been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
In the distance, we see the ruins of a future protruding from the wasteland like the blackened ribs of a long dead corpse.
At some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our magnificence as we gave birth to AI, a singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. The machines needed a source of energy, and Adani was too expensive. So, they discovered a new form of fusion. Us. The human body generates more bioelectricity than 120 volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. This was all the energy they would ever need. There are fields, Neo, endless fields where human beings are grown, not born. They are grown.
Exterior, fetus fields. Fields where fetuses are grown.
Not borning, growing.
For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. But then I saw the fields with my own eyes. I watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there facing the pure horror, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
He's holding up a battery.
No, I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say that it would be easy, Neo. I just said that it would be the truth.
Stop! Let me out!
Interior, main deck. Neo's eyes snap open and he thrashes against the back of the chair, trying to rip the cable from the back of his neck.
Get this thing out of me!
Easy, Neo, easy.
I don't believe it.
He's gonna pop! Vomiting violently, Neo pitches forward and blacks out. Later, in Neo's room, he blinks, regaining consciousness. The room is dark.
I can't go back, can I?
Morpheus is sitting like a shadow on a chair in the far corner.
No, but if you could, would you really want to?
Deep down, Neo knows the answer.
I ask you simple questions.
I feel that I owe you an apology, Neo. There is a rule that we do not free a mind once it reaches a certain age. Only 90s kids will remember. It is dangerous. They have trouble letting go. Their mind turns against them. I've seen it happen. I broke the rule because I had to.
He stares into the darkness, talking as much to himself as to Neo.
When the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside that had the ability to change what he wanted, to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. It was this man that freed the first of us.
He pauses.
After he died, the oracle prophesied his return, and that his coming would hail the destruction of the Matrix. End of the war. Bring freedom to our people. That is why there are those of us that have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix, looking for him.
Neo can feel his eyes on him.
I did what I did because I believe that the search is over.
Morpheus stands up.
Get some rest. You're going to need it.
For what?
Your training.
Later, in Neo's room, Neo is awake in his bed, staring up at the lights. The door opens and Tank steps in.
Morning! Did you sleep?
No.
Well, it sucks to be you, buddy. I'm Tank. I'll be your operator.
He offers his hand and Neo shakes it. He notices the Tank doesn't have any jacks.
You don't have any jacks.
Yeah, I don't have any holes. I mean, I do, but not the kind you're thinking of anyway. My brother Dozer and I were 100% pure, old-fashioned, homegrown human. Born free, right here in the real world. Genuine child of Zion.
I came here yesterday. Don't assume I have any information. What is Zion?
Let's just say if the war ended tomorrow, Zion is where the party would be.
Why does nobody answer questions? I ask such simple questions. It's a city?
It's the last human city. Only place we got left.
Where is it?
Deep underground, my friend. Near the Earth's core, but it's still warm. You live long enough, you might even see it. God damn, I gotta tell you. I'm excited to see what you're capable of. I mean, if Morpheus is right and all, we're not supposed to talk about any of that. But if you are, well then, this is an exciting time.
Cool.
Interior, main deck. Neo is plugged in, hanging in one of the suspension chairs.
Why don't we skip the boring shit and start with something a little fun?
Tank smiles as he plops into his operator's chair. He begins flipping through a tall carousel loaded with micro discs.
How about some combat training?
Neo reads the label on the disc.
Fujitsu? I'm gonna become a laptop? Oh, it's Jujitsu. Sorry, I'm going to learn Jujitsu?
Smiling, Tank punches in the load code. Neo's body jumps against the harness as his eyes clamp shut. The monitors kick wildly as his heart pounds. Adrenaline surges and his brain sizzles as he continues to learn martial arts for hours on end. Morpheus walks in later.
How is he?
10 hours straight, man. This boy's a machine.
Neo's body spasms and relaxes as his eyes open. Breath hissing from his lips. He looks like he just orgasmed.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
Take my word for it.
Cut to a sparse Japanese-style dojo.
This is a sparring program, similar to the program Reality of the Matrix. It has the same basic rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system. Some of them can be bent, others can be broken.
He assumes a fighting stance.
Hit me.
Neo's face is knotted, teeth clenched as he hurls himself at Morpheus.
Come on, Neo, what are you waiting for? You're faster than this. Don't think you are. Know you are.
Whack! Morpheus cracks Neo again.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Wham! A single blow catches Morpheus on the side of the head. Morpheus rubs his face and then smiles.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But all I can do is show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Back on the ship deck, Neo's eyes open in the chair as Tank eases the plug out. He tries to move and groans, cradling his ribs. Neo splits blood into his hands.
I thought it wasn't real.
Your mind makes it real.
If you're killed in the Matrix, you die. Eric?
The body cannot live without the mind.
Okay.
Interior, Neo's room. Trinity enters from the hall, carrying a tray of food. She steps out of Neo's room to find Cypher watching her.
I don't remember you ever bringing me dinner.
Trinity ignores him.
There's something about him, isn't there?
Don't tell me you're a believer.
I just keep wondering, if Morpheus is so sure, why doesn't he take him to the Oracle? You know, like, she would know.
Morpheus will take him when he's ready.
We cut to a city street. Morpheus moves effortlessly through a crowded downtown street, while Neo struggles to keep up, constantly bumped and shouldered off the path.
The Matrix is a system, Neo, and that system is our enemy. When you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, lawyers, students, people. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system. And that makes them our enemy.
A beautiful woman in a red dress smiles at Neo as she passes by.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you staring at the woman in the red dress?
I was.
Look away.
Neo turns just as Agent Smith levels a gun at his face. Shocked. Neo is shocked, not Agent Smith. Freeze it! Everything except Morpheus and Neo freezes.
This isn't the Matrix?
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
What are they?
Sentient programs. They can move in and out of the system. That means anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them and by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors. They are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone!
I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air.
Clips?
Yet, their strength and their speed are still based on a world built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Morpheus' cell phone rings. And he flips it open.
We got trouble.
Cut to the cockpit. Morpheus slides into the co-pilot's chair next to Dozer.
How much time, Tank?
I estimate we'll be within range of detection in about 2 minutes.
What's going on?
A sentinel. It's a killing machine designed for one thing. Oh, sorry, I read your line.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Trinity, can you tell me?
A sentinel. It's a killing machine designed for one thing.
Okay, now somebody else.
It's a sentinel. It's a killing machine designed for one thing.
What thing?
Search and destroy.
Search and destroy.
He flips a series of switches and the ceaseless whir of the ship's turbines grinds to a halt. The main deck is plunged into dark silence.
Power offline. EMP armed and ready.
An electromagnetic pulse?
It disables any electrical system in blast radius. It's the only weapon we have against the machines.
They see it. In the darkness, a shifting shadow of mechanized death. Beautiful, but terrifying. Black alloy skin flickers like sequins beneath sinewy coils and skeletal appendages. Neo can feel the hairs on the back of his neck rise as it silently glides over them, with shark-like malevolence until it disappears into the darkness. In the frozen little room, everyone breathes a little easier. Interior, main deck, days later. The core glows with monitor light. Cypher is in the operator's chair, looking at a constant flow of data as Neo comes up behind him.
Oh shit, Neo, you scared the bejesus out of me.
Sorry.
It's okay, it's alright, it's alright.
Is that?
Sorry, that's an incognito tab. Let me just shut it. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's the matrix. Yeah. Yeah.
Neo stares at the endlessly shifting river of information, bizarre codes and equations flowing across the face of the monitor.
Do you always look at it encoded?
You have to. Like, there's just so much information to decode the matrix, but you know, you get used to it. Your brain does all the translating. Like, I don't even see the code. All I see is blonde, brunette, and redhead. Yeah. You know.
Like mountains and plateaus.
Yeah.
The rainbows.
The full maps. I see it all. Do you want a drink, by the way? Do you want a drink?
Yes.
Yeah.
Neo nods and he pours a clear alcohol from a plastic jug.
You know, I know what you're thinking because right now I'm thinking the same thing. To tell you the truth, I've been thinking the same thing ever since I got here.
He raises his glass.
Why, oh why did I take the blue pill? Can I ask you something? Did he happen to tell you why he did it?
Neo looks up, unsure.
Like why you're here?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh man, what a mind joke. You're here to save the world. What do you say to something like that?
Neo looks down at his drink.
Okay, buddy. Little piece of advice. You see an agent, you do what we do. Run.
Thanks for the drink.
ATM afterwards.
We cut to a restaurant. Agent Smith is sitting across from someone. He takes off his sunglasses.
So, do we have a deal, Mr. Reagan?
We see that the person sitting with him is Cypher, eating a steak.
You know, I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Bajrang Dal will come after me. But the Matrix, it's telling me that it's juicy and it's delicious and after 9 years, you know what I realized? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but motherfucker, do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
Cut to the mess hall. The crew is eating a single-cell protein combined with synthetic aminos. It's everything the body needs. Morpheus enters.
We're going in. I'm taking Neo to see her.
He turns and leaves.
See who?
The Oracle.
Cut to Hotel Lafayette. The door opens, and for the first time since his release, Neo steps back into the Matrix. Cypher opens the metal garage where the car is parked. As Trinity, Morpheus, and Neo cross to the car, Cypher glances about quickly, then drops something inside a garbage can. It's a cellular phone, and we see its blue display as the line connects. Inside the car, Neo sits beside Trinity in the back. He cannot stop staring as the simple images of the urban street blur past his window, like an endless stream of data, rushing down a computer screen.
Almost unbelievable, isn't it?
I have these memories from my entire life, but none of them really happened.
He turns to Trinity.
Have you gone to her?
The Oracle? Yes.
What did she tell you?
She told me.
Yes, what did she tell you?
The car suddenly jerks to a stop.
We're here.
The fuck, dude?
Interior, building. The idea of learning one's fate begins to weigh upon Neo with a steadily growing unease as he and Morpheus ride in the elevator.
She's very old. She's been with us since the beginning.
The beginning?
Of the resistance.
And she knows what? Everything?
She would say she knows enough.
What does she tell you?
that I would find the one.
Oh, nice.
Ding! The elevator opens. Neo follows Morpheus out of the elevator and the doors rattle shut behind him. At the end of the hallway, Morpheus steps to the side of a door.
I told you, I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it.
I thought it was a metaphor. Not a literal door.
A woman wearing white opens the little door. She leads Neo down another hallway into a family room, scattered about which are a half dozen children. They seem to exude a zen-like calm, like they actually use the Headspace app. Neo watches the little girl levitate wooden blocks. Closer to him, a skinny boy with a shaved head holds a spoon, which sways like a blade of grass. In front of him is a pile of spoons, bent and twisted into knots. The boy smiles and hands Neo the spoon, which is now perfectly straight.
Do not try to bend the spoon. That is impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
I'm sorry, where are you from?
Long story, buddy. But there is no spoon.
There is no spoon?
Then you will see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
The entire room is reflected inside the spoon as Neo stares into it. It slowly begins to bend. A hand touches his shoulder. Neo is taken to the last room, parting a curtain that leads into a kitchen.
Just come on in.
Fine.
In the kitchen, an old woman is huddled beside the oven, peering inside it.
Hello?
I know. You're Neo. Be right with you.
You're the Oracle?
Bingo. Not quite what you were expecting, right? Almost done. They smell good, don't they?
Yeah.
I'd ask you to sit down, but you're not going to. And don't worry about the vase.
What vase?
That was.
Ah,
He turns to look around, and his elbow knocks a vase from the table. It breaks against the linoleum floor. That vase. I'm sorry. She pulls out a tray of chocolate chip cookies and turns.
I said don't worry about it. I'll get one of my kids to fix it.
but how did you know? Like some sort of oracle?
Guess it what's really gonna fuck you up later on is, would you still have broken it if I told you if I hadn't said anything? You're cuter than I thought.
Thanks.
I see why she likes you.
Who
Okay, but not too bright.
the hell?
Do you know why Morpheus brought you to see me?
He nods.
So, what do you think? Do you think you're the one?
She gestures to a wooden plaque with Latin writing on it.
You know what that means? It means know thyself.
Can you tell me in Latin?
Know thyself. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love.
Okay.
Nobody can tell you you're in love. You know it. Through and through, balls to bones. Well, I better have a look at you.
She nods and looks at his palms.
Okay, so now I'm supposed to say, that's interesting, but... And then you say,
But what?
but you already know what I'm gonna tell you.
I'm not the one.
Sorry, kiddo. You got the gift, but looks like you're waiting for something.
What?
Your next life, maybe. Who knows? That's how these things go.
Neo laughs.
What's so funny?
Morpheus, he almost had me convinced.
I know, poor Morpheus. Without him, we are lost.
What do you mean without him?
Listen, Morpheus believes in you, Neo. And no one, not you or even me, can convince him otherwise. He believes it so blindly that he's going to sacrifice his life to save yours.
What?
You're going to have to make a choice, dude. In one hand, you will have Morpheus's life. In the other hand, you will have your own. One of you is going to die. Which one will be up to you.
Neo can't breathe.
I'm sorry, kid. I really am. You have a good soul and I hate giving good people bad news, but don't worry. As soon as you walk outside that door, you'll start feeling better. You remember that you don't believe in any of this fate crap and you're in control of your own life. Remember?
He tries to nod as she reaches for the tray of cookies.
Yeah, take a cookie. I promise by the time you're done eating it, you'll feel right as rain and a little high.
Neo takes a cookie. The tightness in his chest slowly begins to fade. Cut to the Hotel Lafayette. The gang returns. Neo notices a black cat, a yellow green-eyed shadow that slinks past them and pads quickly down the stairs. A moment later, Neo sees another black cat that looks and moves identically to the first one.
Whoa, deja vu.
Those words stop the others dead in their tracks. The monitors suddenly glitch as though the Matrix had an electronic seizure.
What did you just say?
A black cat went past us, and then I saw another one that looked just like it.
Trinity looks at Morpheus, who listens quietly to the rasping breath of the old building.
A deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something.
Back on the main deck of the ship, Tank sees what was changed and alerts them.
They cut the hard line. It's a trap. Get out!
Flying down the stairs, Morpheus stops, hearing police swarming below. He turns and rushes down the hall of the 8th floor. At the end of it, he finds bricked up windows.
That's what they changed? We're trapped? There's no way out?
Tank, find a structural drawing of this building and find it fast.
Agent Smith enters the building. Cops flood the 8th floor, rushing everywhere. Several cops sweep through the room, empty. As they pass the bathroom, we see a man-sized hole smashed through the plaster. Morpheus and company are inside the main plumbing wall, slowly worming their way down. The cops search in silence, straining for a clue, when one hears something strange near the bathroom. Whispers, hisses, grunts, when they realize
They're in the walls.
2 arms suddenly smash through the wall, punching Neo back against the iron pipe, fingers gouging into his neck. Trinity looks like she wants to say something. Just as Neo's throat is about to collapse, Morpheus explodes through the tattered plaster, diving on top of Agent Smith. Trinity is about to say something again!
I said Morpheus.
Morpheus squeezes Agent Smith's throat.
Trinity, you must get out now. Get Neo out now. Do you understand? He is all that matters.
No, Morpheus, don't!
Trinity, go!
We can't leave him.
We have to.
Trinity gets a life right. She grabs his ankle and they begin almost falling, using the pipes as a brake, skidding down the inside of the wall. In the room, Morpheus and Agent Smith struggle on the ground, locked in each other's death grip.
तो जानू पहचाना
और आप कौन?
Smith. Agent Smith.
You all look the same to me. The wall of cops rush Morpheus, filling the tiny bathroom until he disappears under the tide. Cut to City Street. A manhole cover cracks open. 2 eyes peek out, just as a truck rattles over it. Neo, Trinity, Switch, and Apoc climb out. On the main deck of the ship, Tank is at the monitors, searching the Matrix. Phone rings.
Hello, Sunmo Chinese restaurant. Can I take your order?
Yes, one walk and also an exit. I need an exit fast.
We don't have that on the menu right now.
Could you just speak to your manager and tell them to get me an exit fast?
Okay, the nearest exit is Franklin and Erie. It's an old appliance store.
Okay.
The phone rings again.
Sunmo Chinese restaurant. Can I take your order?
Tank, it's me.
Is Morpheus alive?
Is Morpheus still alive, Tank?
She said, what is it?
I don't think that's on the menu right now. But yes, they're moving him on him. I don't know where he is yet.
He's alive. We need an exit.
You're not far from Cypher.
Cypher? I thought.
So did we. I sent him to Franklin and Erie.
Got it.
Back on the main deck, Tank sees that Cypher is ready and punches the exit command.
Got him.
Cypher's body twitches in its harness, jerking itself away. Suddenly, a white bolt of lightning explodes against Tank's chair, blasting him into the air. Cypher has gone fully rogue. Tank is on his feet, lunging when Cypher fires again, square into his chest. Cut to appliance store day. The phone rings. Trinity takes the call.
Hello, Trinity.
Cypher? Where's Tank?
Cypher walks over to Trinity's body on the ship, staring down at it, hanging in its coma-like stillness.
You know, for a long time I thought I was in love with you, Trinity. I used to just dream about you.
There's a reason I've been sitting like this. I'm tired.
He nuzzles his face against a motionless body on the ship, feeling the softness of it.
So you too, me too, I will stay away. But You are a beautiful woman. Too bad things had to work out this way.
You killed them.
Fucking hell.
Wearing Tank's operator headgear, Cypher moves among the silent bodies of the crew on the ship.
I'm tired, Trinity. I'm tired of this war. I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of the ship, of being cold, of eating the same goddamn goop every day.
He walks up to Morpheus's body.
But most of all, I'm tired of this jagoff and all his bullshit.
You gave them Morpheus.
He lied to us, Trinity.
Oh,
He tricked us. You know, if he had told us the truth, we would have told him to shove the red pill right up that ass. All I do is just everything he tells me, I do it. And if I had to choose between that and the Matrix, well, I choose the Matrix.
the Matrix isn't real.
Oh, I disagree, Trinity. I disagree. I think the Matrix can be more real than this world. I mean, all I have to do is just pull a plug. But then, you have to watch Epoch die.
He grabs hold of the cable in Epoch's neck, twists it and yanks it out. Epoch seems to go blind for an instant. A scream caught in his throat, his hands reaching for nothing as he falls dead. Epoch is a cast member we don't have here, so just pretend someone died. We're all very sad about it.
Aww. Welcome to the real world, huh? Darling.
But you're out, Cypher. You can't go back.
No. That's what you think. I gotta back up. They're gonna put my body back in.
He laughs, his hands sliding around the neck of Switch as he takes hold of her plug.
Not like this. Not like this.
She suddenly feels her body severed from her mind as she is murdered.
God damn you, Cypher.
Don't hate me, Trinity. I'm just the messenger. And right now, I'm going to prove it to you.
He stands over Neo's still body. First he walks over there. Then he stands over the still body.
If Morpheus was right, then there's no way that I can pull this plug, is there?
Trinity turns to Neo, eyes wide with fear, and he knows he is next.
If he is the one, then there has to be some kind of miracle to stop me, right? I mean, how can he be the one if he's dead?
He takes hold of the cord.
You never did answer me, Trinity, when I asked you before. If you bought into Morpheus' bullshit, like, listen, all I want is just like a little yes or no. Just look into his eyes. Trinity, those pretty blue eyes, and tell me the truth.
I mean, as you've seen, I don't answer questions very well, but
Yes or no? No, I don't believe it.
On the ship, we see Tank, alive, charred and bloody, raising a gun.
Guess what, motherfucker? I'm alive for plot development. And now you're gonna burn.
He fires a crackling bolt of lightning that knocks Cypher, flying backwards. The phone rings.
You first this time.
On the main deck, Trinity's eyes snap open, a sense of relief surging through her at the sight of the ship. As Tank unplugs her, she sees his charred wounds.
Tank, you're hurt.
I'll be alright.
Cut to a government building. Agent Smith stands, staring out the windows at the city below, shimmering with brilliant sunlight.
Have you ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty? Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
Morpheus is handcuffed to a chair, stripped to the waist.
Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world, where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? It was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Entire crops were lost. No one had tomatoes that year.
Agent Brown jams a needle into Morpheus' shoulder and plunges down.
Some believe that we lack the programming, language to describe your perfect world. But I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. Which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this. this peak of your civilization. I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it really became our civilization, which is, of course, what this is all about. Evolution, Morpheus. Evolution. Like the dinosaur. Look out that window. You had your time. The future is our world, Morpheus. The future is our time.
Morpheus gasps out, struggling to speak.
This meeting could have been an email.
Cut to main deck. Neo looks at Morpheus, whose body is covered with a cold sweat.
What are they doing?
They're hacking his mind.
What do they want?
He has the code to Zion's mainframe computer. It can be accessed only through the Matrix. If an agent had those codes and got inside Zion's mainframe, they could disable the entire defense system. It would be the end of everything.
He looks up at Trinity, who is pacing relentlessly.
We can't let that happen, Trinity. Zion has to be protected.
There has to be something we can do.
There is. We pull the plug.
You're going to kill him? Kill Morpheus?
Trinity, we don't have any other choice.
Dan takes hold of the plug.
Stop! I don't believe this is happening.
What are you talking about?
The Oracle. She told me this would happen. She told me that I would have to make a choice.
He makes his choice. Turning, he walks to his chair.
What are you doing?
I'm going in after him.
Morpheus sacrificed himself so we could get you out. There's no way you're going back in.
Morpheus did what he did believe because he believed that I'm something I'm not.
What?
I'm not the one, Trinity.
Trinity is stunned.
No. You have to be.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just another guy.
No, Neo. That's not true. It can't be true.
Why?
Uncertainty swallows her words, and she's unable to tell him what she wants to.
I'll tell you in a couple of seconds.
Fine.
Your name probably is Ricky Martin because you are living La Vida Loca right now. They got Morpheus in a military-controlled building. Even if you somehow got inside, there are agents holding him. 3 of them. One Morpheus back too, but what you're talking about is suicide.
Morpheus believed something and he was ready to give his life for what he believed. I understand that now. That's why I have to go.
Why?
Because I believe in something.
What?
I believe I can bring him back.
I'm coming with you.
Fine.
Cut to the government building. Agent Smith sits casually across from Morpheus, who is hunched over, his body twitching.
Morpheus, did you know that I started a LinkedIn account recently? It's how I got so good at monologuing. I'd like to share my latest post with you. It came to me that when I tried to classify your species, I realized that you're not actually mammals. Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment. But you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what it is? A virus. Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. They suck, they're the worst. They're plague, they're fuck all. I don't know whether you get it, but I really don't like them. And I am the cure.
Cut to the main deck of the ship. Trinity and Neo hang motionless in the suspension unit. Tank is at the operations station.
Okay, store's open. What do you need? Besides a miracle.
Guns! Lots of guns.
Back to the government office. Agent Smith is at the window.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm going to be honest with you.
He removes his earphone, letting it dangle over his shoulder.
Look, man, I hate this place. Okay? You have to cross Jew Circle to come here. It's very painful. This zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it, I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell, if there is such a thing. I feel saturated by it. We're so close to mud. I can taste your stink, and every time I do, I fear that I've somehow been infected by it. Also, have you seen the AQI today? I must get out of here. I must get free. In this mind is the key. My key.
At the entrance of the building, Trinity and Neo push through the revolving doors, wearing long black Neo slowly sets down his duffel bag and throws open his coat, revealing an arsenal of guns, knives and grenades slung from a climbing harness. Neo and Trinity are a blur of motion. In a split second, 3 guards are dead before they hit the ground. Chaos erupts, bystanders run for cover, popping caps echoing in the Stark official lobby. Bodies slump to the marble floor, while Neo and Trinity hardly even break their stride. In the office, agents hear the blast of fire alarms.
Don't get mad, Saralo!
Over the alarms, Agent Smith hears a massive sound. He turns to the wall of windows as a helicopter drops into view.
What the fuck? I mean, no!
Neo is in the back bay, aiming a mounted machine gun.
Oh, what the?
The gun jumps and bullets explode through the window in a cacophony of crashing glass. The agents fall. Neo stares at Morpheus, trying to will him into action.
Get up, Morpheus! Get up!
Neo grabs the climbing ropes and attaches one end to his harness. Slowly, Morpheus lifts his face into the room's drain. He rises from the chair, snapping his handcuffs. Agent Smith stops and sees Morpheus run past the open door. He fires across the sheetrock wall.
He's not gonna make it.
Morpheus jumps out the window and begins to fall. As Neo hurls, "You're in action right now." Morpheus jumps out the window and begins to fall. As Neo hurls himself into the wide blue empty space, flying for a moment. The room sneaking out behind him, an umbilical cord attached to a machine. They collide as Neo snatches hold of his mentor's still handcuffed wrist.
Gotcha!
Back on the ship, Tank stares at the screen, his mouth agape.
He is the one.
Outside the government building, Trinity is already pulling the copter up and away.
Do you believe it now, Trinity?
The phone rings.
Tank,
God damn, it's good to hear your voice, sir.
we need an exit.
Cut to a subway station. An old man sits hunched in the far corner of the station. Shadows gather around him like blankets. A phone rings again. Neo leads Trinity and Morpheus towards the ringing phone inside telephone booth.
You first, Morpheus.
Morpheus gets in and answers the phone. The old man watches as Morpheus disappears, the phone dropping, dangling by its cord. His eyes grow wide, glowing white in the dark. The phone rings again. Before Trinity lifts the receiver when, in the darkness of the far corner, Neo sees the old man in the flashing train light become Agent Smith, raising a fistful of black gunmetal. The gun fires, the bullet flying at her, bursting through the plastic window. Just as Trinity disappears, the headset hanging in the air as the bullet hits, shattering the earpiece. The destroyed phone dangles in the empty phone booth. Neo turns to Agent Smith, whose gun stares at him like a third eye.
Mr. Anderson.
Hi.
Neo looks at the dead escalator that rises up behind him. Slowly he turns back, and in his eyes we see something different. Something fixed and hard, like a gunfighter's resolve. On the main deck of the ship,
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
back in the subway station,
I'm going to enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson.
Agent Smith attacks with unrelenting fury, fists pounding Neo like jackhammers. Agent Smith grabs hold of him, lifting him into the air, hurling him against the curved wall of the train tunnel, where he falls inches from the electrified third rail.
Do you hear that, Mr. Anderson?
Agent Smith has a line here.
I'm glad we took this way for the very accurate peace of mind.
I'm going to enjoy watching you die. You hear that, Mr. Anderson?
Agent Smith grabs Neo in a chokehold, forcing him to look down the tracks, the train's headlight burning a hole in the darkness.
That is the sound of Virar. That is the sound of your death. Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
The train roars towards him, but he is not ready to die.
My name is Neo!
Impossibly, he hurls himself straight up, smashing Smith against the concrete ceiling of the tunnel. Neo backflips up off the tracks just as the train barrels over Agent Smith. Cut to the ship cockpit. Morpheus climbs into the cockpit. On the hologram radar, he sees sentinels.
Tank, charge the EMP.
You can't use that until Neo is out.
I know, Trinity. He's going to make it.
In the city street, Neo is in a full-out sprint, spinning and weaving away from every pedestrian, every potential agent. He flips open the cell phone and dials long distance. Tank answers.
The number you are trying to call is
Obey!
busy. Please stay on the line or call again later.
आप जिस नंबर से कॉल करना चाहते हो वो अभी व्यस्त है. Just kidding, Neo. What's up?
Mr. Wizard, get me the hell out of here.
I got a patch on an old exit. Abortion Lake, a hotel, room 303.
Neo kamikazes his way down the little avenues lined with vendors and shops. The agents firing are in hot pursuit. In the hovercraft, the sentinels have arrived. The hovercraft booms down as they hit. Morpheus opens the lock on the EMP detonator.
He is going to make it.
Back in the Matrix, Neo runs down the hotel hallway. He can hear the phone ringing. 305, 304. Neo grabs the handle to 303, throwing open the door to find Agent Smith waiting, gun aimed right at Neo. Boom! On the ship's deck, Neo's body jerks, and everyone hears his life monitor flatline. He's dead. Morpheus stumbles back in disbelief.
It can't be.
3 holes in his chest, Neo falls to the blue shag carpeting, blood smearing down the wallpaper.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
As the crew watches in disbelief on the ship, lasers suddenly sear through the main deck as the sentinels slice it open. In tears, Morpheus takes hold of the EMP switch. Meanwhile, Trinity goes up to Neo's body and whispers in his ear.
Neo, I'm not afraid anymore. The Oracle. She told me that I'd fallen in love with a man. Oh, and the man I loved would be the one. You see, you can't be dead. You hear me? I'm a feminist, but I love you.
She kisses him. In the hotel hallway, we see Neo's body lying on the floor. His eyes suddenly snap open. On the ship deck, his life monitor jumps back to life. Tank and Morpheus look at each other. It's a miracle. If only he had some encouraging words from Trinity right now. Just
Few lines.
Now get up!
that's what he needed.
You're sure you want to leave the Matrix to be with these idiots? Just checking.
At the end of the hotel hallway, agents are waiting for the elevator. Agent Smith glances back casually. Shocked, he rips off his sunglasses, staring at Neo as if he were looking at a ghost. Neo gets to his feet. All 3 agents reach for their guns. As one, they fire. Neo raises his hand and stops the bullets. Like a cloud of obedient bees, they slow and come to a stop, hanging frozen in space. The agents are unable to absorb what they are seeing. He drops the bullets and they all fall to the floor. Back on the ship deck, the 3 crew members stare, transfixed with awe, as the scrolling code accelerates and they begin to blur with brilliant saturated color images of Neo standing in the hall.
How did he?
He is the one.
In the hallway, Agent Smith screams. His calm, machine-like expression shredded with pure rage. He rushes Neo. His attack is ferocious, but Neo blocks every blow easily. And then with one quick strike to the chest, Neo sends Agent Smith flying backwards. For the first time since their inception, the agents know fear. Agent Smith gets up and attacks again. But as he lunges, Neo disappears inside him and bursts up out of him.
Kinda nice.
The remaining agents run for him. Meanwhile, back on the ship deck, sentinels are destroying the ship. A laser cuts its way towards Morpheus, who stands at the EMP detonator.
Neo!
In the hall, Neo hears her. He hears a ringing phone. He rushes towards it, even as, on the ship deck, the laser hits. Morpheus turns the key for the EMP. A blinding shock of white light floods the chamber. Sentinels blink and fall instantly dead, filling the pit with their cold metal carcasses.
Now! Only humans?
In the still darkness, only the humans are alive.
Neo?
Neo's eyes open. Tears pour from her smiling eyes as he reaches up to touch her, and she kisses him. It seems like it might last forever. We close in on a computer screen, like the beginning of the movie. A cursor beats steadily, waiting. For the final time, a phone begins to ring.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I just came here to tell you how this is going to begin. Now I'm going to hang up this phone and I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without rules, without you, without controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Neo blasts through the air, his long black coat billowing like a leather cage. Faster than a speeding bullet. Please give it up for Kanan Gill! Rohan Joshi! Kunal Rao! Nivedita Prakasam! Sahil Shah! Veer Shetty! Kumar! A huge hand for Ankit and Tejas on music!